Okay, so have you ever had thoughts of you were in another world, or you could possibly be in a coma or dead, but you knew that you were still alive, and when you talked to people, they acted like they didn't believe you, which then made you feel like you were in another world more than you already thought that? Well, this is a sign of PTSD. From my experience, I'm new to this. I was in a car accident a couple weeks ago where I flipped 5 times. I thought I was dead for sure when it started to happen. I don't know how my wife and I, who's over here tearing up watching this, I don't know how we walked away with just minor scratches, some bruising, and sore bodies. We're thankful to be here, and since then, besides the minor physical bodily damages, we've dealt with PTSD. We've both been severely depressed, which is one of the symptoms. Um, we have a hard time sleeping. We've both been very irritable. And another symptom from PTSD, which we have kind of felt, but we've been there for each other, so it's not been that bad, is you feel detached from others. And we also both um, avoid the accident area, which if you have PTSD from a severe trauma incident, you're not going to want to see that again. You're not going to want to be in that area. So that's kind of understandable. So now that you know that, know how I've come into contact with PTSD, let's see how it was discovered. Ever since we evolved, there's been PTSD. But when you first hear somebody talking about PTSD, you automatically think about the soldiers that are over war, which is true. That they see death, they witness getting blown up and almost losing their own lives on a daily basis. So that's understandable that they have trauma and PTSD from that experience. So, PTSD is an anxiety disorder that many people encounter after a severe trauma, but war is not the only thing that can cause that. A lot of people don't understand this until they're encountering it themselves. From my experience, flashbacks happen more when the person is not preoccupied or when they're trying to relax. If you're just sitting there, you're going to think about what happened more often. Anxiety can come in different forms, such as being quick to anger. And when you add depression to the flashbacks and anxiety, it just makes you feel like you're in another world and you're walking around dead, but everybody else is alive. So now that we know when it was discovered and what it is, let's see what causes it. The most common cause of PTSD, of course, is war. Our soldiers see people die every day. They're blown up, they're being shot at. So, of course, like I said, they're going to experience PTSD. Seeing death, especially on a daily basis, but really any time that you see death, that could also cause PTSD. You could have flashbacks of seeing that person die or seeing them lay there dead. Nobody wants to experience that, honestly. Another one is national disasters or tornadoes and hurricanes. We live in North Alabama where we had a lot of tornadoes come through not too long ago, so I'm sure a lot of people in our area, as well as everywhere else that the tornadoes were, experienced PTSD to some extent. Car accidents are another main reason for people having PTSD. 1% of U.S. population will be injured in a motor vehicle wreck in their lifetime. Some injuries heal quickly, but not all of them do. The ones that do, that's good, but the mental ones sometimes stay with you for years or possibly for a lifetime, and you just have to find ways to cope with what you're going through. So now that we know when PTSD was discovered, what it is, what causes it, let's learn about how it can be treated. Treatments for PTSD include, but they're not limited to, behavior therapy, cognitive therapy, or medication. Behavior therapy is when a professional tries to replace the bad habits with good habits. For example, anger issues. That's something that a person should try to treat. Cognitive therapy is used when a person is suffering with depression or having negative thoughts of self-harm or against the world. Medication is the last resort for most people, because most people deny that they have something wrong with them and they don't want to take medication. They don't want that feeling that they need something to help them cope with what they're going through. In conclusion, PTSD affects more people in the world every day, and now you can use this information I gave you today to help you understand what they go through, and maybe you can help them next time. Talk to them. Just don't act like you don't believe them, because PTSD is real. And when a person goes through PTSD, they need their family and friends to be there, understand, and have their back all the way through it and help them get through whatever they need to. Thank you.